Okay, chapter 3. Isn't it exciting? The chapter 3 is called Protect, and it's telling you don't eat this. If you're concerned about salt intake, the tip is to shake the salt habit. Wait until your food is all cooked and then put the salt on it. When you're cooking it in, while you're using it while you're cooking, it tends to absorb and you really don't taste it. So that's why a lot of times after you've sat down to eat it, it still needs a little bit of salt. I don't really use salt in my cooking. Well, I should take that back. I use Lowry seasoned salt. Duh, that's a salt. But as far as like my vegetables and things like that, I don't put salt on my vegetables. I put salt on my egg in the morning, but that's about it. I use Mrs. Dash a lot, which is a sodium supplement, I guess. But which I found this totally amazing. Aunt Jemima's original pancake mix has more sodium per serving than Wise potato chips and Planters salted peanuts combined. And I had pecan pancakes yesterday, so we can only imagine how much salt I took in yesterday. I mean, not that they were Aunt Jemima pancakes, but they were a pancake. So I know there was probably a lot of sodium in them. So, and I say so a lot. So a needle and a thread. No, we're going to stop saying that. The other things that you want to look out for are drugs and drugs and food interaction. And these are 4 foods that you shouldn't eat if you're taking certain drugs. Some foods are good for you, but they can interfere with how your medications work. So the first on the list is bananas, which I was very surprised to hear. They said don't take bananas with ACE inhibitors taken to lower blood pressure or treat heart failure and certain diuretics. Now, I take a diuretic and I take a blood pressure pill, but my doctor said that bananas are fine. They say that sometimes it can cause an irregular heartbeat or palpitations, which I've never experienced either one. And sometimes you get too much potassium. With my diuretics and that, I don't get enough potassium, so I take a prescribed potassium pill that my doctor has given me. So I don't understand that part of it. But I love my bananas. I have a banana every day, so I'm not giving up my bananas. Kale and other greens, be cautious when taking Nurofen and blood thinners used to prevent strokes and other problems. And the reason is it can reduce how your blood clots and thins. I know my mother loved all the dark green vegetables and she had a hard time. You can still eat them within limits, but you know, you got to really be careful with that. The number 3 thing is walnuts and high fiber foods. Don't mix with Synthroid and generic treatments used in an underactive thyroid. My thyroid seems to be fine, but you want to make sure that you check with your doctor. Don't believe what I'm saying. Check with your doctor on all of these things. And number 4 is grapefruit. Don't mix it with statins such as atrovastine and Lipitor, because it'll cause muscle pain. I'm very fortunate that none of my medications interfere with my grapefruit, because as you see every day, I have grapefruit every day. So these are 5 cancer-cutting habits. Number 1 is avoid tobacco. I've never smoked in my life. When I was in high school, I would light up a cigarette and hold it because all my friends were smoking, and I tried to act like cool and I'd put it up to my mouth, but I never inhaled. Boy, I sound like Bill Clinton now, don't I? I never inhaled. But I never took tobacco of any kind. I would borrow a cigarette. Oh, I forgot my cigarettes. Can I bum a cigarette? You know, because I would never buy them. I've never smoked marijuana either. I just never had an interest in it. And it's funny looking back now is because back in my day, I don't know if so much that it is now, but they didn't encourage other people to use drugs. If you were at a party and something and they passed a joint around and you didn't want it, you could just pass it by and you never got any peer pressure that you should start, you know, you should be doing it. So I was very fortunate that way. The unfortunate part was, like, I was the designated driver. Not that I wanted to drive, but they knew that I didn't drink and I didn't smoke and I didn't do drugs, and so I was the obvious choice to be the driver. But then if you're in a room full of potheads, you're going to get high. And I probably got high and just didn't realize it. I thought, you know, whatever. So number 2, limit alcohol. Once again, it's not that I don't like alcohol. I know that I would be an alcoholic. I just know I can't take one drink. I just know that if I take that one sip, that I'm not going to stop. So I just don't take that one sip. I wish I could use the same philosophy in the rest of my things in life as far as pop and cookies and cakes and things are going. I know that they're just as bad for my health as the alcohol is, but I've seen the effects of alcoholism, and I just don't want to get involved with that, so I don't. Eat a plant-rich diet. Well, now I'm on a plant-rich diet. I do eat a lot of salads, as you can see, and I eat way healthier. I try to avoid processed foods as much as possible. Be physically active. This is a bad day to say that, but I walk almost every day. I haven't walked too much this week. I just haven't felt like it, and I forgive myself. I've just taken a week off. It's like a week's vacation from walking. It's not a chore by any means, but I just haven't felt like doing it. And if I have to feel like it's an exercise and I have to do it, then I know that I'm going to avoid it. So it's just better to take a couple days off, start again on Monday, which is my plan, and maintain a healthy weight. Not done that for a long time, but now I'm maintaining, losing a little bit. I know how to maintain now. I just wish I could get into the program of losing weight. So, but I will. I know I will. And these are the things that you need to do for the best way to lose weight. Is number one, pick a reasonable goal. My goal is just to lose like 10 pounds each time, just to get into the next set of digits. I don't have the big foreseeable goal of, I really have to lose, to get to my ideal weight, I have to lose like 110 pounds to get to my ideal weight. If I was to say every day I got to lose 110 pounds, then, I'm not going to hit that goal. I just know I'm not. But if I say I only have to get 10 pounds to get to the next set of numbers, then I can do that. And that's my point of why I'm doing it. Portion control is key. I eat too big of a breakfast and too big of a dinner. I should divide that up into more meals. I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress on that. Cook and eat at home, which is so true. When you can save money, you can save calories, you know how much sodium is in stuff, you know exactly how much calories you're putting in and taking out. It's better to cook it yourself. It's way cheaper in the long run, but I do like eating out. So I have to work on that one too. Eat more fruits and vegetables. I eat enough fruit, but I need to eat more vegetables. I do have a big salad, and in my salad I always have like 2 or 3 different types of lettuce. I have cucumbers, I have onions, I have tomatoes, sometimes I put peppers in it. So I do that. In the winter I eat more vegetables with my meals. I don't know why I don't in the summer, but I don't. Eat a protein-rich breakfast. I try to eat an egg every day, which is my protein, and sometimes the cheese. I think cheese is a protein. I'm not really sure. So I got to check on that. And number 5 is reduce your sugar intake. I'm proud of myself that I've cut back on my pop way back. I'm doing really well on that. So I'm hoping that I'm gonna do better. But there's always room for improvement. And the last thing is danger in your rice. There's arsenic in your rice. So what they say is you should rinse your rice, and cooking in lots of water can lower the arsenic content by 30%. So you want to try a 6-to-1 ratio of water to rice. I never cook rice myself, but if I'm out, I'll order rice. I don't know why I don't cook it at home, but I just don't. I love rice. I really do. But one of the reasons is because when I have rice, I put gravy on it. That's not good. I'm not a big gravy eater either, but I do like gravy on my rice. So I am going to scan a picture of the fiber content of foods that maybe you can freeze the screen to look at it, to see. And this is the list that the doctor gave Jim yesterday, because he has a little bit of diverticulosis, which I also have. So this is just different things that we're going to try to incorporate into our diet to help us eat a better, healthier life. So sorry I didn't put chapter 3 up yesterday, but I was really busy. So chapter 3 today, chapter 4 tomorrow. Stay tuned.